Welcome to EcoPod, exploring the fascinating world of water research, diving into the field notes and behind the science. And I'm Bertie, and today we are sitting with Mr. Theo. Hi, Mr. Theo.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm good. So I want you to give us a brief, description of yourself, where you come from, because you look unique.
Oh,
so did you decide to climb borders? What is it?
I'm Theo. So I'm a last year master student in Belgium. So I'm coming from Belgium, and I'm here since the end of January, and I'm doing a 4 months internship here to conclude my master.
So what inspired you, or you just decided to wake up and I want to study biology? What was it?
No, so since I was a child, I always wanted to be a vet, and especially I wanted to work in Africa. But I started my studies in Belgium doing 2 years of vet studies, but I failed, and then I changed my path, and I came into biology studies, and that's how I ended up here.
You know what I love? You didn't let that failure bring you down. You were like, I have another option, and you decided to study something else.
Of course.
Good for you. So, like you said that you are a master student, I want to understand what your final master's thesis entails. What is the specialty behind it?
Okay, so what I did, I worked with a lab model, which is the killifish turquoise. This is a really interesting fish model because it has a median lifespan, which is one of the shortest in lab. And it's really interesting to make different experiments on it, especially in the aging process. But also, I use it in more ecotox purpose. What I did, I exposed my fishes into neurotoxic to see if this neurotoxin can induce any alteration into the behavior of those species, but especially to see if it can induce alteration into the gene expression of those species. And I focused my interest into genes which are known to be involved into Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah. So basically you're gonna find the cure for Alzheimer's soon. No, soon.
I won't pretend that.
Okay, sharp. So, our world, we are undergoing a lot of climate changes. And since you are a biologist, I want to understand that what impact are you going to bring forth? What is it that you want to bring forth to help with the climate changes that we're experiencing?
So yeah, as you said, climate change is there and we have to deal with it. And I think as a biologist, we have to deal with the different factors which can influence the climate change. And I think we need to learn what's induced a deeper climate change and how we can manage with it to have a less impact on the climate change, and especially to explain to people what to do to have a safer life, I would say, against climate change. I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does. So how does the role of a science communicator bridge the gap between the researcher and the public? Because you don't just do research for the sake of doing research. You're doing it to inform the public about something, discovery, solutions, challenges. So what's the relationship?
So I think as a scientist, it's really important to know how to popularize your research with average people, especially because this is the only way to sensibilize them to what they are doing can have a good impact on the planet and to the other people too. To have the ability to make conference, to popularize what you are doing with easy words and things like that, like these people can also have an impact on the changement. I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. Yes, you want us to also be part of what you guys are doing and understand.
Because we are all in the same boat, so we have to manage everything together.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now it's time for our fiery Q&A. Would you rather? Are you ready?
Yeah,
awesome. So the first one, snails or limpets?
I think snails.
Why?
A vote to Prof. Craig Williams.
Sharp. Parasites or pollutants?
Parasites.
Fish or invertebrates?
Fish.
Fieldwork or lab work?
Lab work.
Third-year excursion or Titicama?
Titicama.
Sharp. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I really enjoyed having you. I enjoyed our conversation, and I learned a lot from a biologist. I genuinely did. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's more to come, so you better make sure you don't change that frequency. Okay. Thank you.